In November 2014, the British Pregnancy Advisory Service, BPAS, one of the UK's major private abortion clinic chains, began a campaign to introduce buffer zones around abortion centres to prevent pro-lifers offering women alternatives to abortion. This campaign is supported by abortion providers, abortion campaigners, researchers at Aston University, Channel 4's Dispatches programme, The Guardian newspaper and some MPs. All of them have had their say, but nobody has asked the women who've only found help to change their abortion decision on the doorstep of an abortion clinic. Each year, the Good Counsel Network helps hundreds of women to choose life for their children instead of abortion by offering them the help and support they need. The media have refused numerous offers to speak to these women. We have asked some of these women to share their experiences of pro-life vigils and their views on buffer zones. Please share this film and let their voices be heard. Teresa had housing issues. Because she was afraid to approach the NHS, the abortion centre also tried to charge her for her abortion.
Can you just look back to the time when you were pregnant with your son and tell me what your situation was at that time?
Okay, it was really bad for me because I don't have a house, no job, I couldn't support myself. I wanted the pregnancy at first, but when I thought of all this, I said no, I can't. So I went because I was afraid to go to NHS for an abortion. So I now went to a private hospital. Somebody directed me to a private hospital in Bristol.
You were afraid to go to the NHS. Why? What did you think would happen if you went to the NHS?
I think they will start asking me of my papers.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why I didn't bother. That's what I thought. That's why I didn't go.
Okay, so you went straight to a private?
To a private. Yes. So when I went there...
What was the name of the place that you went to?
I don't even know, but I have the paper.
Mary Stopes in Bristol?
In Bristol. I know he's in Bristol.
Okay.
So they told me that when they told me that I'm going to pay £550 for the abortion, okay. I don't even have £100, not to talk of 550. So I was kind of devastated. So I was just there crying when I met somebody that now gave me the number, and she asked me why am I crying. I now told her my story. She now said, okay, that I should not worry, there is no need of me to cry, that she has this organization, that's the Good Counsel, that can support me.
Okay, so just to step back a little bit there, what were the reasons that you were looking for the abortion? You said that you felt that you didn't have the things you needed, but did you feel under pressure from anybody to have the abortion?
No, I just decided to have the abortion. How can I have a baby when there is no... I don't have a house of my own. I was staying with a friend then, okay. And I was not working.
So it was more pressure from circumstances.
Yeah. So how am I going to support? I'm not able to support myself. So how am I going to cope with a baby?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's why I said, okay, let me just go and abort the baby.
So when you were actually in the clinic, did they do any scan or anything of the baby?
No, because they asked me if I've checked if I'm pregnant. I told them yes.
So did they ask you the reason for the abortion in the clinic?
I'm paying them money, so they don't have to ask me.
Okay, so they wouldn't have been aware maybe of the pressure that you were under from the situation?
No.
So would you have been offered any help then with the issues you were facing? I mean, if they didn't know that you had these pressures, I'm presuming they wouldn't have been able to offer you any help with housing or...
I don't think so.
Okay, and also it's quite difficult to get that house if you don't have recourse to public funds. So
yes.
they may not have had any help to offer. Did they realise that you were upset about the decision?
They don't care. So when they told me the amount, I said that is too much. They said that's how the person that directed me, that's how they collect, that I can go. They actually told me that I can go to NHS, but I didn't tell them the reason why I don't want to go. So I just came out from the doctor's room and I sat in one of the chairs. So I was now shedding tears. I was now talking to my friend that I don't know what else to do.
On the phone, was this, or?
Yeah, I was talking to my friend on the phone that I don't know what else to do. So when the white girl just came and sat beside me. She now said, "Why are you crying?" I now told her. She said, "Okay, let's step outside." So we came outside. I told her. She was now asking me, "Do I want to keep the baby?" I said I would have loved to keep the baby, but condition will not allow me. One, I've got no house, no money, no job. How do I survive? I hardly feed on my own. I've been feeding through friends. So how will I survive with a baby? So she said, okay, that she has this organization that can help me, which is Good Counsel. She now gave me the number. And I rang them. They told me to come. So when I came, I had a test. They did me a test. A pregnancy test. Okay, so they now encourage me. So they encourage me anyway that they are going to help, that I should keep the baby, They just talk me over. So they now ask me, why do I want to abort the baby? I told them my condition. One, I don't have a house. I don't have a work. I can't cook.
So were they able to offer you the help that you needed?
They offered me an accommodation and they were really supportive. They were giving me voucher and money for the baby. And almost all the baby's clothes and what I'm using for my baby, they gave it to me, the Good Counsel. And without them, I wonder where I would have been. They were really, really helpful.
What do you think would have happened that day if you hadn't met the woman at the clinic who offered you our number and offered you ways to get help?
Who knows? I don't know. It would have been a different story because I was just looking for every means to abort the baby. I was. So she encouraged me anyway. She also encouraged me that all I needed was where to put my head, as in accommodation to stay, and just little thing to support myself. Yes. So, which the Good Counsel did. And I will everly be grateful to them.
There's a movement now to stop people like Good Counsel from being at the abortion clinics offering help to women. When we go outside the clinics, we offer leaflets to women showing them where they can get the help. And there's people trying to bring in laws to stop us being outside the clinic, being able to offer help to women. What do you think about that? Do you think that's a good idea?
No, that would be... It's not, because I've been in that situation and I know how it is. There are so many people out there that they don't really want to do the abortion, but just because of condition or circumstances, they do. So I don't think it's a good idea. That would be I don't even know what to do. If I've not met the lady at the clinic, then I don't know where I would have been now.
How do you feel about your decision today?
I'm happy. I'm happy that I had him, and I'm so happy what the Good Counsel have been doing for me. And I say God will continue rewarding them for the good work that they've been doing for not only me, for so many people out there.
I'm so happy. Thank you very much for speaking to us today.
The lack of opportunity for abortion centre staff to pick up on women's concerns and worries and offer them real alternatives to abortion is a recurring theme in these women's stories. Sarah also found that no one got to the heart of her problem until she spoke to the Good Counsel Network.
Looking back to when you were pregnant, what was your situation? What were the things that you were most worried about?
First I'm pregnant, that time I'm too much happy, and then 2022 week my partner left me, and then he said I don't want a baby and I don't want to live with you, and then that time I am really upset what I do, because with baby how can manage life, and then I'm too much tension and like that, and that time I decide I go an operation.
Okay, so did you feel under pressure from your situation?
Yeah.
To abortion? Did you feel that you had any other choice?
No.
Because if you had the baby, I guess you would have had
no,
to stop
I
work.
don't have any choice of abortion.
So really you had no support from anybody?
No, that time not. And after that I make appointment for abortion.
And how did you make the appointment? Did you go through your doctor?
GP.
GP. Okay, so you went to your GP, and did your GP ask you about the reasons for the abortion?
Yeah. So I said my partner is left, and then I don't want this baby because how can I afford it? And you know that this country is not easy to baby. So GP give it me appointment, and then Richmond.
So so you wouldn't have had rights to claim any benefits or anything as a foreign worker here. So the doctor didn't refer you to anywhere else where you might get support. No, it's not easy to find support when you're in that situation, is it? So they referred you to Richmond, to a clinic there.
Yeah.
What clinic was that? BPAS?
Yeah,
Richmond?
BPS.
Okay. And do you know how many weeks pregnant you were when you actually went for the abortion?
23 weeks.
23 weeks, so just inside the abortion limit.
Yeah.
And when you went for the abortion, when you went in that day, did you see anybody there when you were going in, or did you?
I'm going there, and outside are staying Justina.
Okay.
And then
So you saw Justina from Good Counsel there, offering help.
Yeah, she I'm saying that here her, and she said why you came here like that. She asking me. She said how many weeks you pregnant. I said 22 23 weeks, because I made 22 weeks. I decide I don't want baby, and make appointment like that, and 1.5 week more, means nearly 23.5 week.
So nearly 23.5 weeks when you went for the abortion.
So Justina take me here center, and then I'm lots crying. She said, "Don't worry, I support you." And then she take it here me, and then that I'm relaxed. So someone help me, support me.
Can you tell me what it was like inside and what happened inside?
Inside lots of people there, abortion, and then she take my paper. Appointment paper, and then she said wait 10 minutes.
So she was going to take you to start the abortion procedure.
Yeah.
Did she do a scan?
Yeah.
Did they show you the scan?
Yeah.
And did they show you the baby developing there?
Yeah, but they are scanning abortion purpose. Abortion, how inside not problem like that. So they are showing me baby, but that scan is abortion purpose, do scanning.
Yes, they do the scans,
yeah,
so they can see that where the baby is and how developed the baby is for the abortion.
Yeah.
Okay, so you saw the baby, and how did that affect you, seeing the baby?
She's very nice inside, playing and put her thumb in her mouth, but I don't have a choice what I do. That time I crying, all the time I'm crying. And Justina meet me, and see, I feel God came down.
So when Justina met you, you came into our centre, and what help did you need? What were the help that you felt most important to you at that time?
First, accommodation, house, room, whatever, and food, because that time too, before I do work little, but after pregnant, 1, 2, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, I'm not gonna work. So room rent, and food. She give it me Tesco voucher, £10 with £25 voucher every week.
You got some cash and the voucher every week.
Yeah, every week.
And help with your rent.
Yeah.
Okay, and that made it easier for you to be able to choose what you wanted to do.
Yeah, she's give it me full rent, not some of the rent. Full rent, she's give it me room rent.
So basically, because you met her, you felt then that you did have more choices.
It's only for women center is God for me. Live my baby, and I live for women center.
Okay, so after you came to the Women's Centre, then you had a choice to keep your baby if you wanted. And so the help that you had, did that continue during your pregnancy? Were you able to get the support that you needed?
Yeah, the Women's Centre support me. I'm when pregnant too. Now she support me.
Okay, so you're still receiving support.
Yeah.
What would have happened, do you think, if you hadn't met Justina that day? But if she hadn't been there that day, if you hadn't met Justina, what choice do you think you would have made that day?
Definitely operation.
Because you felt there was no other option?
No other option. Because who look after, who support, who... No money here. If living somewhere, no money, landlord say go out. No money here. Who take it in? And I don't know any other. So Justina, if Justina not here, so that my baby is not.
She's very beautiful. How old is she now?
Tomorrow 9 months complete.
Oh, wow.
9 July she born.
Doing very well. That's a lovely
Yeah.
tooth she's growing there. So today there are people who are saying that outside the clinics we just harass women and we make them feel uncomfortable, and that we should not be allowed to be there offering help to women outside the clinics. What would you say to that?
You take with me there, and then I am give it answer. You come here, they are helping. Everybody is helping.
So you feel that we're there to offer help and not to
Yeah.
harass or make
No.
you feel bad? Did anyone judge you or condemn you or make you feel horrible when you came here?
No, no. Everybody is nice and good people here.
How do you feel about your decision to keep your baby today?
I'm feel happy.
She's very lovely.
Once again, you can see that with people who are willing to listen and give real support, women entering the clinics are able to consider the possibility of keeping their children. Yet every year we see many women who have not been offered real alternatives to abortion in the abortion centres. For many of these women there is no choice at all. Betty shared with us that the way her abortion decision was reversed was when she found someone she could trust who had genuine help to offer her.
Betty, could you start off by telling us, if you look back to the time when you were pregnant, what was your situation?
It was worse. I was hopeless and helpless. I didn't have anybody to help me. God cannot come down from heaven to here, but He sent helpers to you. And the Good Counsel Network is the one that God sent to me to keep my child, Isaiah.
So when you found out you were pregnant, in what way did you feel your situation was helpless? What were the things you were most worried about?
It was, for the most important was accommodation.
Okay.
Money, I couldn't think about money, but a home to keep a child and me.
Okay, so you felt if you kept your baby you would lose the accommodation that you had?
I thought if I had a baby, I was saying that because now I'm pregnant, I cannot work because I was sick, throwing up. And at the time, my boyfriend didn't have a stable job. He was also living in a room. So the only solution to do was have abortion and then go to normal, maybe go to work again.
Did you feel that you had any other choice?
To keep a baby?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay, so how did you decide to go to the abortion clinic? How did you get there in the first place? Where did you hear about it?
I went to my GP and I told him I'm pregnant, I want to have abortion. Mm-hmm. So he referred me to a clinic which is they call Mary Stopes Clinic.
And so you went to the Mary Stopes Clinic, that was the one in Ealing, was it?
It's in Ealing.
Okay, and do you know how many weeks pregnant you were when you went to have the abortion?
It was 11 weeks.
11 weeks. And so when you got to the clinic, you met someone from Good Counsel outside the clinic, is that right?
I met someone outside, but I know that for me to be late and to miss my bus, it was God for me, so that I can meet Lorraine.
Mm-hmm. So Lorraine is the lady from Good Counsel
Yes.
that you met at the clinic. And what happened when you met Lorraine? How did she behave to you? Was she rude to you? Did she judge you?
She wasn't rude to me. Me, when I saw her, the first I said, I'm going to ask her for the way to the clinic. I thought she would direct me the way. And she was calling me as well. So I went and I was really looking so, because you know I was throwing up, looking so haggard. And she said, come here, and I went. And really she smiled, she gave me a hug, she gave me a peck. And I'm like, this person is so nice. And because she knows what I'm going to do.
So what happened next?
The next, she tried to call the office here. And then she said, "You will give me a house." When I had a house, I knew that I was not. That's what I wanted.
Just a place to stay.
A place to stay. I didn't think about money. No food. I thought about what I wanted was a house.
You needed to be safe, you and your baby.
Yes.
So after you'd spoken to Lorraine, you went into the clinic anyway because you had an appointment and you wanted to let them know, right?
Yes.
So what was it like in the clinic?
I went there. I handed over my appointment letter, and they checked my name and they called my name, and they told me to sit down there. But to see myself, I nearly even not have a place to sit because it was so full.
The clinic was so full.
Full of women. So when it came to my own time now, I told her that I am not gonna do it. And she turned me in anger. She just looked at me in an angry face. In an angry way, she said, "Okay, we discharge you." And I'm like, why is she angry? So I went outside and I met Lorraine again, and she gave me another hug. She told me, "Congratulations." And then she said, "I'm going to call your boyfriend now." And she called him. And then she told me Monday, which was the Monday, because it was Saturday, then Monday, I will have a home. Oh my God. I could not wait. So I came home. And then here I am again.
So did Good Counsel give you the help that you needed with the home and with the other help that you needed during your pregnancy?
You know, the God we serve is more than enough. The Good Counsel gave me home and gave me. They even exceeded my expectation. I didn't think that Good Counsel would help me to apply for the visa of the land.
So you got help to apply for your visa to stay here. And that's all been sorted out now, has it?
Now we have a visa. We have a house of our own. I can work. Don't know what to say again.
So there's movement going on now to try and stop people from approaching girls outside the clinics. People say that girls will be harassed by the people offering help outside and that we judge them or we're just there to condemn them. So they're trying to bring in zones to keep people back from the clinic entrances so that we can't approach women to offer them help. What do you think your decision would have been if you were not offered a place to stay that day? Would you have felt forced to make a decision?
If I didn't get help, the only help I wanted to get was killing a child.
What do you think about keeping women back from the clinics so that they can't offer help to the ladies going in? Do you think that's a good idea?
That is their trick, so that they can kill children. If somebody was not there to see me, I would have gone. Because
you'd have gone in
I would have gone in and who knows, I could have had abortion. Look at a child. Sometimes I don't want to talk about it in front of him, even think about it. But if I didn't find somebody that time, I could have done it.
Betty's story, like Teresa's and Sarah's, are the result of genuine help being offered by pro-lifers to women who were attending an abortion centre. Far from feeling harassed, these women felt that the pro-life help they were offered was the only thing that gave them a real choice about their pregnancy. These women who didn't want assistance passed peacefully into the clinic. Journalists, abortion rights campaigners, the abortion industry and some MPs want to campaign for buffer zones to end the pro-life witness at abortion centres. This is a dangerous move which would leave vulnerable women completely at the hands of the abortion industry. Time and time again, the Good Counsel Network has asked the journalists and researchers who have contacted them to speak to the women who changed their minds after being helped at abortion centres. Every single time this offer has been refused. Please continue to share this video so that these women's voices will be heard and that buffer zones will not be introduced.